Hey, what's happening now? I know most of you guys have probably seen one of these things before. Growing up, this is pretty much the way that my parents used to extract their morning coffee every day, and I reckon some of you probably even have one of these things stashed under your kitchen sink somewhere. Now, known as the French press or the coffee press, or simply put the plunger, because of this little metal filter that just plunges down the middle of the beaker. So even with a heap of fancy brewing devices at the moment, I still reckon it's worthwhile throwing down the occasional French press for that nice full body flavour. And at the end of the day, it looks pretty sweet sitting at the end of your brekkie table. So it is a full immersion style coffee brewing method. Now, what that means is that you've got coffee sitting in amongst all that water. It can be a little sketchy in terms of potentially over extracting your coffee because you got all the ground coffee sitting in that hot water, extracting up until the time you decide to plunge down and pour. So two super important elements with this one are time and grind size. But here's a simple way you can do it. Now, first up, you want to preheat your French press. So grab your kettle of hot water and fill up the beaker. Now you want to weigh out 20 grams of some fresh filter roasted coffee. Now, because the grounds are immersed in hot water, you want to go for a slightly coarser grind setting than a method where the water can drip through the coffee. So aim for a kind of cracked pepper type look. Now empty the beaker that's filled with hot water. Tip the ground coffee into the beaker and just give it a little bit of a shake to level it off. Okay, now it's super important to start your timer as soon as you begin to pour. Once you've let your boiled water cool down to around 95 degrees, so let's say a minute or two off the boil, you're ready to pour. You want to pour in about 300 grams or 300 mils of water. After 30 seconds, just gently push back the floating cross with the back of a spoon and stick that lid on to ensure you lock in all that heat. As soon as you hit the 4-minute mark, you start to slowly plunge. As soon as you finish the plunge, pour the coffee all out to stop it extracting any further. If it sits in there for too long, it runs the risk of being too bitter. So you really want to make sure you keep an eye on the time for this one, and you want to be aiming for around 3 or 4 minutes for your total brew time. So there it is, it's time to get reacquainted with Le French Press. It's a nice full immersion, full bodied flavour, and the cool thing is, it's going to be easy to get your hands on one of these things, so get involved. Alright, see you soon.